What's the sexiest thing you have ever seen that wasn't sex? I'm in my 40s now. This happened when I was 18 and I'll never forget it. I went on spring break for really my first time to Lake Havasu in Arizona, major party spot. I went up with a couple guys from school. Our girlfriends were coming up the next day, so that morning I was down on the beach area of our hotel by myself. Glorious sunny morning. Just warming up. I goofed around then started back up the long stairs from the beach to the hotel. Coming down the stairs was the sexiest woman I have ever seen in person. Full package, beautiful face, incredible body, all of it, walking right towards me wearing the skimpiest bikini I have seen to this day. Dental floss would cover more. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I'm sure my jaw dropped. A 20-something blonde bombshell on the best day of her prime. She saw me and smiled, apparently realizing the effect she was having on me. As she passed she reached out and touched my cheek, then let her nails drag down my chest as she went on by. It was that moment that I truly realized what turned on meant. And boom goes the dynamite. I walked into an engineering lab at work. To the left is a big glass wall. Behind the glass were server racks. The cable management was so awesome and organized. It was truly sexy. /r/cabler porn / Exactly. OFC at first. I clearly remembered the scrambled cable channels and wait, is that a boob? Good enough. Right, cable porn. My girlfriend in her lazy clothes. Literally the sexiest thing imaginable to me. There is nothing sexier than a lady in comfortable clothing. Or any person in comfortable clothing. Comfortable clothing is just hot, right? My wife eating a whole banana without chewing at the table across from me in a restaurant. What the hell kind of restaurant serves bananas? Culver's. It was a banana split. She picked up the banana with fudge on it and on it there, ate it as fast as she could. I knew right then she swallowed and later confirmed. My first shiny Pokemon. I was friends with this gorgeous girl in high school, in more ways than one. She was gorgeous, internally, externally, whatever. She was in love with my friend, and seeing her look at him a certain way was goddamn sexy. I never tried to make a move on her. BTW. I'm not like that. I realized I wanted what my friend didn't realize he had. You don't have to make a move, but you can make your feelings known. Subtly and with e.g. a hand on the arm at the right time. If nothing happens between them she'll remember you. I did have a crush on her at one point. But what I meant was I wanted to have someone who was in love with me, not specifically her. They ended up together and apparently he messed it up. She's a model now and married to someone else and looks happy. Living in Florida. Nothing beats a hot girl in a summer dress and flip-flops. I mean, a summer dress and boots? You know when guys stretch and their stomach shows a tiny strip of hair going from the belly button and down the pants? Yeah, that pathway to paradise. I prefer highway to the danger zone. It ended up with sex. But before we had sex, it was the sexiest thing I had ever seen. A friend with benefits told me she would like to come over. I told her sure. She called me and asked me if I want something from the gas station because she needed to put in some gas. Told her no. She rang the bell and came in wearing a long trench coat and some sneakers. She kissed me immediately and I started taking off her coat, only to see that she was wearing super sexy underwear under the jacket. Nothing else. The idea of her dressing up sexy just for me, no clothing and tear her jacket, and going to the gas station got me super horny. Raunchy indeed. I saw a carbon fiber matte black Audi R8 once. I drove past a matte black Ferrari FF once. In the dead of winter, covered in snow and slush. There's a gorgeous matte black Ferrari in my city that I drive past at least once a month and it always takes my breath away. Spent the night at this chick's place and I saw the top of her bathroom counter. This took me way too long to understand. I still don't get it. My boyfriend's coat rack had come off the wall when we got back to his after work. When he got up in the morning he got the drill and plugs to fix it. TBH watching him fix something so quickly after it broke fixing it quickly and in his PJs and holding the screws in his mouth as he was fixing it. It was awesome. I was in awe. So attracted to him right then. When I was tripping on mushrooms, I fell in love with a tree that appeared to be made of vaginas. But then I touched it. It was not what I was expecting. Because it was tree bark. Lol, that is hilarious. It also makes me wonder if that mushroom is available in Japan. It would explain so much. Papa John's pizza commercials, when they separate the slices of pizza. Papa bless. A guy I had a thing for and his hand through his hair as he laughed. My god, did that do it for me. That was also the day he let me pull his hair into a ponytail. That also did it for me. Haha. I can understand that. I guess that it's the kind of thing that seems artificial, like a commercial move. But when it happens randomly, it's very nice indeed. Indeed. GoDaddy commercials. GoDaddy must be fully aware of how sexy some dadders can be. I saw one of my friends being tied to a chair for practicing bondage stuff. That was the day I discovered that bondage is one of my kinks. I discovered it really young playing cops and robbers. In Israel, I danced with a sexy blonde soldier who still had her rifle on her back. The number of ways that woman could have killed me, but instead she killed on the dance floor. A new piece of technology is one of the sexiest things ever, after my partner. If he's reading this, I bought a new GTX 1080 and oh, it was so big and sexy, it barely fit. Sometimes I have to take it out, and I like to just hold it for a while. Some women completely pull off cute/sexy winks. Sometimes it's enough to captivate. My girlfriend drawing a bow. HNNNG. Watching my girlfriend dip sour cream chips in sour cream and stuffing her cheeks until she couldn't fit anymore. I walked into a Subway restaurant for lunch, just like I did every other Friday, freaky day, and I did not even make it through the door when I was quite literally stunned by the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. It was my 35th birthday that day, and I remember vividly thinking that this was the best birthday present I was going to receive. She was at least 62, was wearing 4-inch pumps, a pencil skirt and a button-down satin blouse. Her legs seemed to go on forever, and the shape of her body could have been sculpted. It was so perfect. I was several people in line behind her, shamelessly staring, slack-jawed and oblivious to anything but her. The sandwich artist knew me and made my regular sandwich without me having to say a word. I was crushing hard and eavesdropping on her conversation, desperate for a glimpse into her world and any possible remark one could use to strike up a conversation. As I listened, I realized that she was describing to her friend how her gender reassignment surgery had gone and how difficult it was to get some things done because her chest muscles were so developed. It was at that moment that I realized, not only was she still the sexiest woman I have ever seen, she also single-handedly changed my entire outlook and opinion of how gender works. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? How gender works LMAO. Meaning my previous notion that a man was a man and a woman was a woman and that is it, was challenged. I went from regarding gender in black and white to accepting that not everyone was born that way. Big Chungus. Girl washing her hair under an outdoor faucet in the campsite next to mine. She was just sexy though. If I did it, I'd look like a drowning pigeon. Eagerly type speedster. When I went to the range, I was admiring this guy's rifle. Had like a 8 zoom scope on it. The pod. A super sexy long barrel, and it was tan colored. He noticed me looking at it and offered me a magazine to shoot it. As soon as I had the stock resting against my shoulder, I was rock hard and shot the magazine. 6 rounds, over a minute. The smoke, the kick, the weight, everything was so damn sexy, and it made my day. Damn. I'm already at half mast. Saw this girl who could really sing and play the hell out of a piano in a hotel lobby at a conference I went to. Apparently that's my thing. That log of meat that slowly spins on a spit in gyro shops. Oh god, that makes me gag. In the bad way. It looks absolutely disgusting. Makes me sick too. How long has that crap been hanging there? And what do they do with it at night? A girl with cauliflower ear. She was at the pool with her wrestling team. God, they looked like Amazons carved from marble. Deleted. Ever been in a Turkish prison? My husband doing dishes. Baby, I didn't know you were on Reddit. My wife's back. She's peaches and cream complected with clear, fine skin, green eyes, strawberry blonde, but her back is a riot of sun freckles. Beautiful. That sounds amazing. A beautiful guy walking out on his third floor balcony naked to dry off after having showered. Watching my boyfriend take care of our kitten and be so gentle with her makes my heart horny and regular horny. I'd call that beauty rather than sexiness. But sure, I understand that it could still be a turn on. When I was in high school, I remember having a crush on this girl that was a 10/10ths to me, and the entire class was waiting outside the art room as our art teacher didn't want us going in unless she was there. I was leaning against the wall listening to music as the period before was lunch. The music was very low as I like to listen in on people's conversations. I overhears my crush and her friends talking about how flexible they were. I then see my crush put her leg on the wall above her head, making an 180-degree angle with her legs. To my 16-year-old mind, this was possibly the sexiest thing I had ever seen. Unfortunately, I got sick like 2 weeks later and missed a whole week of school, and she moved during that time and I didn't know. I remember being really sad about that. Oh man. Saw a guy half an apple with one hand. That really turned you on. D. No offense intended. If you want serious answers, add a serious tag. Butter melting on a perfectly cooked steak. If it's perfectly cooked, why do you need butter? Follow-up question. Who the duck puts butter on a steak? An A350 doing a vertical takeoff at Farnborough Air Show this year. Okay. In all seriousness, probably Aidan Turner's portrayal of Philip Lombard in the BBC adaptation of And Then There Were None. Yep, I get the first one. P51 Mustang. Sexiest machine ever. Yes. On my trip to Barcelona, I was 17. There was this beach with just a simple public shower. There was this really hot woman who walked into the shower next to mine and stripped off her entire bikini. I had to sit down for a while after that. Yeah, haha. There are almost always nude people on the beaches there. I lived there for a while. Things surprised me at first, but then it's merely a bit funny. I still can't nude sauna in Germany, especially with the other gender there. So awkward to me. Del's riding a horse in season 2 trailer for Westworld. Those hips. Duke Devlin, they say he's the sexiest thing since sex. I used to work at a major chain restaurant, and one of the managers had fantastic legs and a massive collection of really nice, stylish heels. She was a fantastic dresser in general, but her legs in those heels was a work of art. The C grade on my 4th attempt at my maths GCSE. Someone made this music video out of Captain America, Civil War, I think, with a heavy beat, and on screen, with every beat, someone would get punched. It was hot, yet art. My ex, during the first night we spent together during the week, she got up and started to get dressed after showering, and I was still in bed groggy. She was wearing a spaghetti strapped undershirt and leggings with her dress over one arm. She noticed I was stirring and came over and kissed me good morning. Usually it's her taking off her clothes that turned me on, but seeing her get ready for the day just made me really happy. Supermarine Spitfire. I got to see a few at RAF Dover, and a 90-year-old pilot explained how to tell them apart. You could literally identify the year of manufacture just by looking. If you knew what to look for, the newer the airframe, the more hidden the machine guns were. By 1945 the muzzles were flush with the leading edge of the wings. When a guy stretches and his shirt lifts up a little bit to show his abs or happy trail. A friend of mine and I were driving back from my sister's wedding. I had a little bit of a thing for this friend, but she'd shut that down real quick. Anyway, she's driving. and a semi almost runs us off the road. She starts swearing in Spanish, then flips him off and just blasts past this dude. She had no idea what effect this had on me. Pulling off a sneaky headshot in Rainbow Six Siege with a 44 semi-auto. You fellow operators will get me. A burlesque dancer hot act started with her as a murder victim in a wheelbarrow of cement. I was working in Qatar with the US Air Force. There was a good looking woman going to town on a lollipop. Every man that could see her was transfixed. Well, they are in Qatar. A flash of ankle as porn out there. She was American as well. Everything Peter Capaldi can do with his eyebrows. Diane. TL. Dr. R/odd for you. I once walked in on my wife doing a Tebow workout naked. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.